The I'm A Celebrity jungle has played host to some truly dramatic clashes over the years. Already, the 2023 series is shaping up to be a heated one. Last night influencer Nella Rose clashed with Fred Sirieix due to her past family trauma. Nella told Fred he had left her feeling disrespected and offended with comments he made to her amid several heartbreaking losses in her family. Nella's dad passed away in 2020. She also lost her mother when she was aged 19. She claimed First Dates star Fred was aware of her family tragedy and that one of the comments he made left her feeling deeply upset. While cooking dinner for their campmates, the duo started talking about their ages and Fred mentioned how their age gap meant he could be her dad, leaving Nella upset. Meanwhile, fans say they have already spotted a row brewing between actress Jamie Lynn, Britney Spears' sister, and mega influencer Nella when the pair met for the first time in camp. Taking to X, formerly known as Twitter, one fan wrote, #I'm A Celeb Jamie Lynn already hates Nella lol. Another commented, Nella Rose when she walks into I'm A Celebrity and immediately slaps Jamie Lynn #I'm A Celebrity. While the jungle can be a great place to form lifelong friendships, being cooped up together 24/7 can also lead to fallouts. We take a look at some of the biggest fights from previous series of I'm A Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Martin Roberts and Larry Lamb Homes Under the Hammers. Martin and former EastEnders and Gavin and Stacey actor Larry came to blows in the jungle, but not all of it was shown on TV. Martin claimed his campmate bullied him and threw random foul-mouthed insults at him in scenes that weren't shown to the public. Larry tried to undermine me and the group and he tried to turn people against me, Martin told the Sunday Mirror. I've heard that he actually said on camera that I was a lower middle-class snob, he added. I don't understand what that is. But clearly it's not very nice. He also claimed Larry called him a effing T. Meanwhile, Larry said after the show, you know there will be people you like and people you don't really take to. Martin isn't the sort of person I'd be going out with socially, that's all there is to it. That concentrated time together puts heat on the pot and sometimes that bubbles to the surface. Edwina Curry and Kendra Wilkinson. Edwina Curry and Kendra Wilkinson clashed constantly during the 2014 series and after the program finished. Edwina said Kendra shouldn't have been in the jungle to start with. For a start, she's not a proper celebrity, I'm sorry but she isn't. She has her own program on her own channel and she has an audience of about 1 million, and in America you're a star if you've got an audience of 30 million. Playboy bunny Kendra retaliated saying, she's a coward because she can't say that to my face. She might want to grow a heart and learn how to learn about others. I don't come from luxury like her. I mean she's gross, she's a gross person. To be honest with you I won't even be able to look at Edwina again. I thought we'd got over it, I thought things were better but I guess they aren't. Kim Woodburn and Katie Price. Cleaning queen Kim and fellow camper Katie fell out after Kim slammed the former glamour model for not being honest about her real reason for entering the jungle. After Katie said she had joined the show for some peace, Kim quipped, "You live and die for publicity and you do it well." As Shakespeare once said, "We fear you protesteth too much." Kim went on to say, "Look at her little face, I've come in here because I want some peace. You know full well you've got 10 to 12 million people watching every night and you know, madam, you'll be all over the papers every day. Now stop it. Stop your nonsense." Kim continued, "Katie, you love it darling. You love it and I don't blame you. For some reason you fascinate the papers. Go for it as long as you can, but don't pretend you're not causing a lot of it, please." Katie laughed off the claims and said, "No, I used to love it." David Van Day and Nicola McLean. Singer David Van Day and model Nicola McLean were at each other's throats from day one of their jungle experience, arguing about everything. Nicola was voted out, warning the other campmates, "Watch out everyone, there's a snake in the camp." After the show, the model told The Sun, "His behavior was very strange and made me feel so uncomfortable. I'd gone from arguing non-stop with this man who was old enough to be my father, to have his hands on my body when I was wearing my bikini." TV bosses did address Nicola's concerns during the show's run, asking if she wanted Van Day removed, but she declined, insisting she was okay. Janice Dickinson and Lynn Franks. American model Janice Dickinson and PR guru Lynn Franks fell out on the first night of the show while cooking a meal for the rest of the camp. The pair bickered over how it should be cooked before Lynn, eventually, had enough and broke down in tears. She said Janice was one of the most horrible people she'd ever come across. Janice called her a witch before joking to the other campmates that she was going to stab her in the middle of the night. "You think I'm kidding, I'll eat her tits. I'll fry up those big old boobs," she added. Before the meal prep, Janice had taken part in a bush tucker trial and failed to get any stars, meaning some of the campmates had to go hungry. The following morning, the two women hugged and made up, complimenting each other on their healthy legs and jewelry. Janet Street Porter and Brian Harvey. Janet Street Porter was annoyed by East 17 star Brian Harvey passing wind on more than one occasion during their time together in the jungle. The feud started because Brian kept breaking wind around the campfire while she was cooking a meal. "Listen, don't do that when we're cooking. It's so inappropriate," Janet said. Brian hit back saying, "Janet, we're effing outside. Perhaps you can come and cook dinner tomorrow night, and I'll come and fart in your face. I need to FKing fart because all I've eaten is effing beans." After the altercation, he famously quit the jungle, saying he was sick of being treated like a kid. Harvey found it tough in the camp from day one. When he arrived in Australia, he learned his grandmother had died. He decided to carry on with the show and entered the jungle a day late. Rona Cameron and Nigel Benn. The show nearly had a full-on punch-up on its hands during the first-ever series of I'm A Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, after Nigel Benn threatened Scottish comedian Rona Cameron. An argument broke out when Nigel criticised Rona's constant moaning and Rona accused him of being homophobic. Rona shouted, "Why don't you go and read your Bible? Actually, why don't you F off and leave?" While Nigel replied, "You are lucky you're not a man or I'd knock you, Sparko." Fellow campmate and that year's winner Tony Blackburn said it was a difficult first week because no one seemed to get along. The comedian Rona Cameron and Nigel Benn were constantly at each other's throats, he told the Daily Mail. Probably because she was a lesbian, and he seemed to find that tantamount to provocation. I'm a Celebrity. Get Me Out of Here continues tonight at 9 p.m. on ITVX.